Hello everybody, it's me JTA Hans here, and today I wanted to do a video showing off my 2020 Uncle Charlie that I modified. I did a video on him a long time ago when I got him, but I was thinking about selling him. I felt like it would be an interesting time to re-record him. But anyway, I did a video when he came out. I bought him like everyone did. He was one of the first major flashbacks to release because Uncle Charlie, everyone was asking for him to come back. It was a huge thing. It was kind of a joke within the community for a long time. And they finally brought him back. And he was a bit different than anyone really wanted him to be. He's much skinnier now. He doesn't really have that wide body that he used to have. His head has been completely redesigned. His entire posture pretty much totally different. Everything about him just kind of got modern SVI clownified, which at the time we were all really hyped, so people kind of looked past it, I feel. But the issues became glaringly obvious when he started shipping out to stores, and you started to notice a lot of their heads, like around the eyes, pretty much everywhere, it was just totally deformed. Because the issue with SVI, the way that they do their heads, is that, and most companies do this too, but it's a really big issue, they glue the eyes directly to the mask. And in theory, that's okay. So I've modified him. I'll get into what I did and everything, but I did the exact same thing. I just re-glued them to be in a different spot. The issue is that when you have a factory going, you have people working in the factory, these aren't skilled, prop makers like a lot of people in our community might be, who are kind of going to get everything down to the T. They're going to just put the eye on. And what happens is that they glue them in weirdly, so the eyes end up looking very popped out. Sometimes they're not even looking in the same direction. It just really is a mess. Now what a lot of for example, older Gemmy products, what they would do is they have the head shell and the eyes are attached to the shell. So every item has effectively the same exact positioning of the eyes. They're all facing a relatively realistic direction. And that is just a better way to do this. But whereas with SVI, they'll glue the eyes on, and in mass production, things get really messed up. The prototypes will look fine because they're prototypes and they're made very particularly, but in mass production, you run into those issues and they're very, very annoying, and not something you want. So that was a bad year for them with that. They still struggle with it. Even though their deformities aren't as bad, they still struggle with that eye issue. Props look like they're just looking out at the distance, don't seem like they're really looking at you or anything, which is not good. You really don't want that. So when I got mine, I decided to modify it. So there were two things that I did. Well, actually three. So firstly, his arm, I was trying to bend it to be off to the side like the original one is. And when I did that, I accidentally snapped it. But what was okay about that was that I was able to still just fit it in the hole. So now it's pretty much in the same position as the new one was, for all this time. But his arm, I intended his arm to be off to the side. So that's not really coming through too well, which kind of stinks, but that's whatever. It just kind of, it hangs, so it kind of drags around. But I did that because I wanted him to look a bit more like the original, which, to be fair, doesn't really, it's not the biggest deal. His arm, whatever. His arm is more off to the side, whatever. Not the craziest difference, not the most important difference in my opinion. But what really bothered me was the face. So what I did was I put a bunch of stuffing in his face. I stuffed out his cheeks a little more, or areas kind of near his ears, random little areas, just to get the shape to be a little better. And I took out the eyes, changed the lights from yellow to red, and I put them back in. I re-glued them properly inside the sockets. I'm going to put up a picture right now, actually, of how he looked originally, and then you can kind of see how he looks now next to that. So yeah, pretty major difference. Pretty major difference. So I finished doing that, really liked him, and now I'm kind of thinking about selling him, just because I actually found the original for $100 last year on Marketplace. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show, at least in talking about him. I think this, like, when he's modified to look like this, he's fine. Like, he's pretty cool looking for the most part. The original Uncle Charlie still just, like, is the essence of the character. Like, you really can't mess with it and try and do something like this, which was why I'm glad they've returned to just, I guess returned to doing the remakes where they're pretty much identical. But now that I have the original, it's like, alright, I have basically this thing in its true incarnation, or its true form. Maybe this could go to a better home, because I don't think I'm going to be using it. So, anyway, with all that yapping aside, I'm going to demo him now. Here we go.
Come here, take a little bite. You know you want to. It's all fun and games. Till somebody loses their soul. Don't worry. Clowns scare me too. Step right up. The first to live an hour inside wins a prize. Want a little candy? Come on. I won't hurt you much.
Alright, so that was Uncle Charlie in action. You could see the red eyes that I put on. I think they look a lot nicer than the very basic, like, yellow SVI eyes, which they've kind of been dialing back a bit in recent years. Like, I haven't really seen too many super, like, basic SVI things with those eyes. Actually, Headcase Harry. Man. Alright. Well, okay. I guess I'm wrong. But, yeah, I think the red eyes look much better for him than just making him follow the typical SVI formula. You know, I think when you modify it, you totally get the best out of this prop, which is what I did. And I think he's cool for what he is. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about him. Just started raining outside. I hope it rains more because I love the rain. I love rainy days. Anyway, I will see you guys later.